Good evening, good afternoon, believers. Israel. It's your brother JD Naja. So I was listening to the Muppets this afternoon, and between them and Gabar did a pretty good lesson on adversity. If they would just leave that wicked name out of it and believe in the power of the Holy Spirit, I might be able to. I don't hate those, man. I just don't like that their doctrine is off, and I don't know what's going to happen with that. I don't think the Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai thing is a good idea, and definitely denying the deity of Christ, saying Joseph is the father of God, no good. But anyway, the Muppets were talking about something. They, of course, these guys don't study enough to say the things they do. So they were talking about the son of perdition, and they were talking about Judas Iscariot being Saul, King Saul. Judas Iscariot is the reincarnation of King Saul. I doubt that. I would say, I hate to say it, but as Adonijah, it's more likely that I would be the son of perdition than King Saul. Adonijah betrayed Jesus as Solomon. So if anyone from the past is in their lot, and I've brought this up before, that King Saul, myself included, Judas Iscariot, the sons of Korah, some of us were designed to do these things, and I'm going to do a video tomorrow. I'm going to get into this because the truth of the matter is that Jeremiah spoke of these things. The 30 pieces of silver. Israel put a price on Jesus' head, 30 pieces of silver, and the field where the Pharisees bought a field with the money that Judas Iscariot threw back. He gave him back the 30 pieces of silver. He said, I betrayed an innocent man. He repented, and he threw him the silver, and then he went and hung himself. So people that say Judas Iscariot is in hell and Judas Iscariot isn't in hell. Judas Iscariot is one of the 12 still. He was just put out, just like I was. Adonijah was put out of his misery. And so these guys don't know the Israelite story good enough to actually be talking about Israel. They probably should be more churchy than anything. They should probably stay in the believer realm, because that's the new covenant. That's for faithful Christian believers. I'm not going to say anything negative because I don't dislike the churchies. I'm just saying they're a different type. And so if they're not really Israel, they should probably stay in their lane, because the potter's field, it was called the field of blood. It was called the field of blood because it was blood money. The field that the Pharisees bought was called the field of blood. So when Jesus was going to the cross and he knew Judas was going to betray him, he told him, hurry, go do what you got to do. Let's get this over with. He told him to go do it, and Judas did what he was told. So these Pharisees, these camps, these Black Hebrew Israelites, they don't really know what they're talking about, and they're causing a lot of confusion in the body. And I'm not saying that I'm great. I'm saying I am who I am. And I have faith that who I am. And we're going to go into it tomorrow. Jeremiah talks about it. He says, see, part of this whole thing is it's the restoration. We went into that this morning. The restoration. It was either today or yesterday. I'm kind of losing track on days. But the restoration of Israel has to do with that promise. And so when you think of Israel, there's not a whole lot that any Israelite can do. There's nothing an Israelite can do to lose his salvation. You're going to be saved, but some are going to be in different parts of the temple. Some might be outside the temple with the strangers, and that's what's interesting about the field of blood. The field of blood was a field for Gentiles. It was a field for ones that were outside the temple. So am I going to be a pillar on the edge of the temple because I was Judas Iscariot, because I was Adonijah? Am I going to be a signpost to the beauty of Israel being restored? I'm going to be a beautiful pillar on the corner right by the edge of the Gentile city. Is that part of it? Is that what Benjamin is? You know, Benjamin and Levi weren't counted in the census. So there's a certain, that's why I say we're the gatekeepers. We're on the edge of letting people into the temple. We're on the edge of the field of blood. And it's not a super happy place to be because it's contentious. It's on the edge. It's on the line. It's on the thin line between in and out. So I'm going to go into this tomorrow. I'm going to read you the scriptures and let you decide. See, I kind of let you people decide for yourself. But what happens is, what I've found in my studies and my journey is that the Lord leads me to these truths, and as time goes on, it becomes more and more relevant, and it becomes, that part of the quilt becomes solid. I can move on from being a Benjamite. I know that it's done. That part of the quilt is done. Of Judah, done. Adonijah, done. Prophet, done. These things I already know. But the things that I don't know is where are the edges of the temple? Who is coming in? Why are they coming in? Why are the ones that aren't coming in not coming in? And where are they going to be if they're outside the temple? What's that going to look like? And how far away from the temple can you get before you're very uncomfortable? And these type of things. These are the things that we want to know about. It's like the son of perdition. Probably not our business, especially not your business if you're not a prophet. It's not. It's out of your pay grade, Muppets. That's out of your pay grade. You guys are trying to step into places. Even Gabar, at least Gabar and Ramlav and Tahar, they've been in the Bible long enough that they know certain things that are true. They don't know a lot of the things that I know about Israel. That's what shocks me, is the lack of knowledge about Israel in some ways for a group that says that they're Israelites. So being I know more about the family than them, it's kind of, that's the part that bothers me about GMS and Black Hebrew Israelism. It tends to claim things that it can't uphold. If you're calling Benjaminites, yeah, there's an issue there. If you're saying that Jesus is the son of Joseph, there's an issue there. If you're calling your God Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai, there's an issue there. And those are the things that bug me. Gentiles aren't coming in. There's an issue there. It's not true. The field of blood, the field of blood, the field of the foreigners, the field of the Gentiles, the strangers. Why is it the field of blood? It's because the Lord paid the price for those Gentiles to get in. He paid the price with his blood for the Gentiles to get in to the kingdom. And if these guys, if they would just do a little bit of studying, just a little bit of studying, maybe they would start getting some truth that means something. They're slow, they're prodding, they take their time, but they're not really saying very much. And you can waste a whole 45 minutes with those guys and not really learn anything. So that's the sad part, is they're not really teaching anything. You know, that what good did I heard them say something good. I was like, what? Wow, they got that. But Gabar's message on adversity, that's a good message. That he laid out. There's nothing I have bad to say about that message, except he's praying to that wicked Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai fake God of his over and over again. Whenever I hear him say that, it makes me cringe. But anyhow, JD Niger, we'll look into it tomorrow about the fields. The fields are the fields that the Lord has promised. And so when Jeremiah bought that field, it's similar to what the Pharisees did with the money that Judas gave back when he repented from betraying Jesus. So we have to get the story straight and stop just going on what people have said in the past, who these people are. We need to look at the Bible with new eyes. That's why he said you have to be as a child. You have to look at every story with new eyes. You can't just go, yeah, Judas Iscariot was evil. Cain was the devil. Esau's the devil. Esau's the white man. Blah blah blah. This and that. Harpazo's coming. We're all going to get raptured. No, man, you can't just. It's ridiculously stupid in ways that the Lord is laughing at these idiots. So we'll talk about it tomorrow. Thanks for being here. JD Niger, Word of Truth from my bedroom. Laying down, taking it easy, taking care of myself. So I'll be strong and healthy. Be healthy. JD Niger, I'm out.